Hi guys, this is Ratchet Throw and we are playing Criminal Case Elite Mode. This time I felt like doing an Elite Mode in Mysteries of the Past in Concordia, and one of you guys has suggested me to do case number 12, Behind the Mask. I did see that one of you suggested case 11, but I don't know why case 11 is so interesting, so I'm gonna do case 12. Sorry about that for whoever who suggested it. So, yeah, this is the finale case where we find out who this mysterious Mr. what's he called, Alastor is, because he was that one guy who hosted parties all over this district where people kill each other, and it was to impress somebody, and I think it was Julieta whom he wanted to impress. I want to forget who's the killer very, very much. Maybe I should have left some stars for the stickers, or whatever. Let's do this. Well, Katrina, here we are about to attend Mr. Alastor's last party of the season, and we aren't any closer to revealing his true identity. Yes, I too believe we'd uncover the sneaky chap at his last shindig. But I Pompey's George book and I was only pretending to be Mr. Alastor to give you some more consequence. What we do know is that Mr. Alastor has been throwing lavish soirees to bring people who have violent grudges together, resulting in 5 murders in as many parties. We also know that each of the victims has somehow wronged Giulietta Capecci, a master's daughter. She has to be behind this somehow, but how can we prove it? One thing is clear, tonight's party, to which we've been invited by Mr. Alastor himself, is our last chance to find the answers we seek. Katrina, we must have all our wits about us if we are to finally put this miscreant behind bars. Up we go. Okay. At the party. Katrina, it looks like Alastor's really gone all out for his last party. From the looks of these guests, the champagne's been flowing for a while. Whoa! Ah! My suit! Katrina's heartbeat revealer has fallen in the swimming pool, and now I'm completely soaked. I knew this was going to happen, but I thought it was going to be at the end of this chapter. What's that? You think you saw blood on the man who fell in? We should take a closer look at the swimming pool at once. Okay. Damn, why are you so slow right now? When I need internet. Let's go investigate the swimming pool. Come on, just enough for this first few minutes of the video. Well, who's fallen in? The lighthouse. Is this the lighthouse where the first... Is the same lighthouse where the first case of this district has taken place? It's gotta be. There we go. Katrina, that man is most definitely dead. And by the look of those gashes on his belly, he's been stabbed. But you're right, this fellow is none other than George Buchanan. If we needed any further proof that Buchanan was an Alastor, I suppose we now have it. I see this bottle patisserie has piqued your interest, and not just for the delectable sweets it holds. An unusual clue to be sure, but let's take a quick look inside. Well, something might be hidden there. Katrina, let us embark on our murder investigation. I'm positive it will be the key to finally uncovering the real Mr. Alastor. What happened to Buchanan, I don't even know how to pronounce his last name. Katria, the results of the autopsy have revealed that the killer first hit the victim over the head with a blunt object. They then stabbed him in the guts. But the victim didn't succumb to his injuries immediately. The traces of blood on his palm show he held onto his belly and staggered some distance before plunging into his watery grave. Oh, makes sense. Which means he probably wasn't killed at the pool. How intriguing. And that's not all. I found a teeny tiny spoon attached to a chain which the victim had been clutching in his hand. It looks like it was wrenched off a stuffed box and must have come out during his struggle with the killer. This indicates that the killer is partial to a snort or tree of tobacco. Excellent work, Richard. Katrina, with your detective skills, I'm sure we'll be able to smoke out this tobacco-loving murderer in no time. Okay. Not so fun now. Alright, let's look through candies. A ring? What an ostentatious piece of jewelry you found among the cakes, Katerina. I'd have thought Mr. Alastor's guest would have had better taste. But say, that monogram on the head of the ring looks familiar. Capacci, right? I've got it. These letters are the so-called monogram adopted by a resident gangster, Vittorio Capacci. The last time we saw him was when his poor daughter Lucrezia was unceremoniously thrown off a lighthouse. Of course, we also know his other daughter, Giulietta, rather well. I agree, Katrina. We ought to return this ring to Capacci and see if he can give us any useful information. Okay. Ah, you found my precious ring, Whisperer Katrina. Grazie mille. It's a family heirloom. Signor Capacci, I guess that this body was brutally murdered this evening. A Mr. George Buchanan. What? Signor Buchanan? Dead? Oh, he was a dear friend. I was only speaking to dear Georgie Porgy earlier. My ring must have fallen off my finger then. I've been on a diet. Can't you tell, officers? No. How did you end up being so close to such an illustrious media magnate? Oh, well, I got many friends in many high places. That's what going up in the world is all about, capiche? So it had nothing to do with his death? Me? No. Why would I kill him? He was a dear friend. Nah, I don't like him. Katerina, I trust Capacci about as far as I can throw him. Let's keep an eye on the fellow. And you're right, it's high time we headed into the mansion. No doubt our killer also went there. My suit's finally dry, so I shan't embarrass myself by squelching all over the grand hall. Don't worry, nobody's gonna see it. And what does it matter, we are here to investigate. Let's go inside the mansion. Katerina, there's something written on the letter tag holding the bunch of keys you found, but it's hard to read. If you can discern the words, they might lead us to another suspect. Damn, can't see anything from the microphone and from this thing. And you believe this gold cabinet looks intriguing? Well, it won't hurt to take a quick peek inside. That's if you can crack that lock, Katerina. You know that I can. Alright, let's unlock the cabinet. Oh, I think we found a murder weapon. The sword hidden in the gold cabinet is veritably awash with blood. If this isn't the weapon used to kill Buchanan, I'll eat my hat. Let's see what Rose has to say. Okay. Alright, now it's just the keys. Might as well find out who owns the mansion, if not Mr. Alastor himself. Property of Mr. Wentworth. The letter tag reads, property of Mr. Wentworth. Wentworth? That's the name of the Rochester's valet. You're right, we met him with his young master at that Rochester chocolate factory debacle. Wentworth must be around here somewhere. Let's have a chat with the old fellow right away. Okay. Mr. Wentworth, we were rather surprised to find your keys lying around. Oh, thank you, Lisbeth Katrina. I've been in such a tease looking for them. But I'm not sure why you're surprised. This is Mr. Archie's mansion after all. Oh. Archie Rochester is hosting this party for Mr. Alastor? Oh yes, my master kindly agreed to rent his mansion to Mr. Alastor for the evening. In that case, we'll need to have a word with your master. Let's do this. Let's go talk to Archie then. Mr. Rochester, how often do you rent your property out to Mr. Alastor? This was the first time. My dead Uncle Monty left me the house in his will. Mr. Alastor inquired by letter about renting the place, and I acquiesced it. It's been rather entertaining actually, having all these people around. It's almost like having friends. Well, I'm not sure how entertaining it was for George Buchanan. I assume you're aware he was murdered at this party. I heard. What a tragedy. Can't say I knew the poor chap myself, although Uncle Monty would no doubt have found it all quite thrilling. Well, that's it then. Is this blade our murder weapon? Rose, what can you tell us about the bloody blade we found inside the cabinet? Well, to begin with, Viola confirmed that the blood on the blade matches our victim's. Katrina, you found your murder weapon. Secondly, this is no sword. It's a champagne saver. People with too much money on their hands use it to literally crack open a bottle of champagne. Ah, that. Yeah, and in many cases, the bottle just breaks down. That's just what I've seen on YouTube. Ah yes, I've seen it. Quite spectacular, really. And that's not all. I also noticed some powder on the saber handle, and I didn't need Viola to tell me that it's the kind of chalk used in billiards. Oh. So our murderer plays billiards. Well, Katrina, their gaming days are numbered. Well, I only tried a few times billiard, but I always struggle with how to hold the cue, so it's it you put the left hand like this, but in many cases I didn't hit it well last time I played. Oh Katrina, this case has got my head spinning as fast as those swinging dancers at the party. We find media tycoon George Buchanan, who falsely claimed to be Mr. Alastor, viciously stabbed at Alastor's last party of the season. Vittoria Capetri's ring was discovered near the victim. Does this mean the mobster was involved, despite his claim that they were dear, dear friends? Well, I don't trust him for now, so... And what about Archie Rochester? He's renting his mansion to the elusive Mr. Alastor after all. Katrina, book that must have been the final entry on Alastor's kill list. Not only do we need to catch the killer, but this is also our last chance of unmasking the puppet master pulling the strings. Katrina, I've been looking for you. I just see Maddie heading to the party, and I'm afraid she's in trouble. Whoa, why were you going there? Well, anyway, we're gonna stop here. We're gonna continue playing in chapter 2. So, thank you for watching. Don't leave a like to this video, and I'll see you again. Goodbye!